So are you also scratching your head, or do you have a certain amount of clarity on what actually happened in that call between Putin and Trump, or the result of it?
Well, we don't have a full readout of all of the details, but we do have the two characterizations from the White House and from the Kremlin. And what's clear is that President Putin accepted almost nothing that was put before him in order to achieve an immediate ceasefire, the same deal that had been proposed to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that he accepted. All that Putin accepted was the idea of an immediate cessation, mutual cessation of both sides on attacks on energy infrastructure, not energy and infrastructure as the White House had hoped, but simply energy infrastructure. But even that very, very small concession, as you noted, Christian, was completely overwritten by Russian actions and continuing attacks on Ukrainian energy infrastructure, but also civilian targets like hospitals and apartment buildings. Mm-hmm. So I think the answer is not much has been achieved, and there's still a lot of work for the White House to do.
From what we gather, just to drill down, why do you think Putin couldn't even stick to that minimal thing that he was trying to give Trump something and not say no to everything? And the readout, I think, from the Kremlin was that Putin had instructed the military to not, do what he had agreed not to do. Why do you think almost immediately that was broken?
This is absolutely how Russia under Putin conducts itself all the time. The Russian media and Russian statements already are saying that, no, those drones were not attacking energy infrastructure, as President Putin said they would not. They were attacking military targets. So already they're shaping the narrative, which is a nice way of saying lying about what Russia is doing. And so I think the reason what you're seeing is Vladimir Putin didn't want to give President Trump absolutely nothing. He wanted to be able to say, sure, I'll work on your desired peace agreement. Let's do a ceasefire while we get to what I really want, which are my terms. He wasn't going to just say no because he doesn't want to be blamed. And so he did just enough to then try to obfuscate the fact that Russia was never going to implement even that small step and try to shift the blame to Ukraine.
So just what does it mean in terms of geopolitics and international negotiating and leverage when the leader of the free world, or the most powerful country in the world, Donald Trump, goes straight to a call with Putin? I know that their secretaries of state had some meeting in Saudi Arabia. But so where are the pressure points anymore if we've had a great big nothing burger so far?
Well, it is a fact that in the Russian system, only President Putin can and will decide when and if to agree to a ceasefire, to agree to a peace settlement, and to instruct his government to implement it. So in the end, the conversation does have to happen with Putin. And that's just the way the Russian system works. But President Trump has made clear repeatedly, and his team has said, both publicly and in various backgrounders, that if President Putin does not step up, does not move forward on a peace negotiation that is meaningful and will end the conflict, that the White House is ready to impose additional costs on Russia to pressure Putin to come to the negotiating table in good faith. That could be and should be additional economic sanctions, and it should be continued and even enhanced military assistance to Ukraine so that the Ukrainian military can continue to defend its country, but also bring the pain to Russia, as we've seen the Ukrainian armed forces do.
So you've written about this. Putin basically said as one of his conditions for any kind of ceasefire, this is just a temporary ceasefire, not even anything else, that there should be no more any external aid to Kyiv, not from Europe, not from the United States, no more intelligence sharing. So do you think, A, that U.S. military assistance and intelligence will continue given what Putin, has done so far, which is not much? And do you think, because you've written about this, that Europe can fill the gap?
So on the question of whether the United States will continue to deliver security assistance, after that brief unfortunate temporary pause in delivery, the United States has announced that it has continued to deliver security assistance. These are stocks of capabilities that were already contracted for and that were being produced by American defense industry for delivery to Ukraine through 2025. So that is one kind of bucket of capabilities that Ukraine can use and has used over the last 3 years to be able to defend its country and bring the fight, in some instance, back to Russia. But if that assistance were to be again paused or even perhaps suspended, it's really important to understand that over the past 3 years, Europe has ramped up its production. It has allocated financing to be able to purchase ammunition, air defense interceptors, military vehicles, radar systems on international markets as well as within Europe.